three, four, hey!
1, 2, 3, 4, hey!
1, 2, 3, 4, hey!
Left, right!
Ranger!
Left, right!
Ranger!
Scout Rangers are soldiers who are notorious for their intrepidity and expertise in combat. Men who have proven their worth under the worst combat conditions. They are professional soldiers whose devotion to duty has withstood the test of time and whose patriotism is beyond reproach, either in war or in peace. To be one means utmost sacrifice and self-abnegation. Scout Rangers are men who are willing to give up the comforts of human existence, detach themselves from civilization, and risk their lives for the accomplishment of the mission. They are rugged men who willingly do battle so that people can sleep peacefully. They are forever vigilant, fearless in the service of God and country. They are the enemy's worst nightmare. The Scout Ranger was organized primarily to confront the alarming Hook-initiated insurgency problem in the country during the late 1940s. The Hook Balaps, remnants of the communist-inspired guerrillas that fought the Japanese during World War II, were starting to gain grounds in the countryside. The responsibility of organizing such a unit was given to Captain Rafael M. Ileto, Philippine Army, who is now regarded as the father of the Scout Rangers. On November 25, 1950, the Scout Ranger Training Center, SRTC, was born. On July 21, 1951, was designated as a Scout Ranger Training Unit, SRTU, under the replacement and training center of the Philippine Army Training Command. Word soon spread within the rebels' lair. Scout Rangers are merchants of death. Scout Ranger exploits gained recognition and broke into national consciousness. On the 4th of February, 1954, the 1st Scout Ranger Regiment, FSRR, was organized under the command of Colonel Ernesto Mata. Since then, the unit was involved in all major operations of the AFP and can be credited with the successes of the Cappadocia campaign in Pana, the Balgos campaign in Bicol, and the Camulon campaign in Hulo, to name a few. Numerous combat accomplishments followed, and as a result, the Scout Rangers were fondly called as the AFP's troubleshooters and darling of the AFP. The regiment also received the most coveted Presidential Unit Citation in recognition of its heroic deeds. Some of the heroic campaigns were the Zamboanga Siege on September 9, 2013, 500 members of the National Liberation Front, MNLF, attacked the city to protest against the government's failure to fulfill the peace agreement signed with the Ramos administration in 1996. Fierce battle that stretched for 2 weeks killed 19 government forces and 208 rebels and dislocated 24,000 families. As situation worsened in the city of Marawi, higher headquarters called upon the readily deployable force to help address the emerging threat brought about by the ISIS Maute terrorist group. All of its battalions and companies, together with 3 ScoutRanger Corps students which were in their test mission phase, were deployed in the war-torn city and formed the Joint Task Group JTG Musa. JTG Musa, as one of the operating components of the Joint Special Operations Task Force JSOTF, Trident, were responsible for delivering that final blow and the clearing of the last sector where the high-value targets were constricted. The ScoutRangers are still living up to their legacy of being the enemy's worst nightmare, and this has contributed much in making the Philippines a more peaceful place to live in. The journey of the 1st ScoutRanger Regiment has not been a smooth road. It had its own ups and downs. But what is more important is that it never ceases to exist. The ScoutRangers have always been there to protect the people. In totality, the ScoutRangers will always be for the fight for peace, no matter what the odds are or the enemy. ScoutRangers will always live on.